Oh, I'm being recorded.
What's going on, peeps from Chicago Latin Music? Today I got a special guest. You can say he's one of the gurus, Travel Records, CEO, one of the managers from one of the most notorious teams, superstar group in Chicago, Trenchmobb. You can say he's a historian as far as what it goes with the music business. My man, First Class Tony. What's going on, boss?
Yo.
So let's just have a relaxed conversation. Let's just not get crazy, but let's talk about a little bit about what's going on with the music right now, Tony. What you think is happening with Chicago?
Chicago? Shit, man. Chicago's the drill capital of the world. Chicago's the drill capital of the world. Drill music got taken by New York. New York is doing their drill thing. The UK did their drill thing after New York started doing it. We're the capital for this shit, man. Chicago gets a lot of respect everywhere. I guess all the killings and everything got everybody, got Chicago on everybody's mind. So they know who we are.
So let me ask you this: as far as the Chicago drill, a lot of people in the comments, every time there's a new video dropping from Chicago and the drill music is mentioned, everybody says from UK, but it started over here.
Drill music didn't start in the UK.
Yeah, you know how they say like the grime, the drill.
That grime.
Yeah, like grime, but you know how they have that new New York drill sound that is like, Fivio, have the Pop Smoke type sound. How it kind of generated in the UK. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it all started with Keith, did it not? Did it not all start with Chief Keith? Did Chief Keith not like Jesus Christ birthed the drill shit? Seriously. I know grime music, I guess it's got kind of, I don't know, it's kind of similar or whatnot, but it's not drill. And even since then, it's all been, influenced by drill music. And drill music is Chicago, But there's other music that comes out of Chicago besides drill music,
What do you think as far as like the youngins right now from the city? Like obviously there's a lot of new acts. It's just crazy what's going on in the city right now. What do you think as far as like what do these kids gotta do now to get put on?
There's two ways that the music industry is going to work for you, man. You're either going to get your business straight, and there's some people that do that. There's some people that are like super into the business and they know what the fuck they're doing. And then there's the street dudes that don't know what they're doing at all. So you got to be ready to either be son or do all the business for yourself. Either way, both routes suck, because you either don't have your business together, you're just a street dude, you make good music, and you have to be expected for somebody to take advantage of you. If they don't take advantage of you, then they don't want shit to do with you because there's nothing that they can do for themselves through you. And if you're doing all your own business, then you got to uphill climb from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like you're either going to make it or you're not if you're doing the business for yourself. It's really a shitty situation to be in. And then Chicago, Chicago's not like LA. Chicago's not like Atlanta. They've really built something in Atlanta. Everybody that's been getting money in Atlanta, they reinvest in Atlanta. They're sticking around in Atlanta. You know what I mean? They got the strip clubs down there. They got all the studios. They got all this stuff that's going on in Atlanta. They built their own Hollywood in Atlanta. We don't have that in Chicago. Like you make it in Chicago. From what we've seen from the people that come out of Chicago, you make it in Chicago and then you forget about everybody. You go move to LA, you go move here, maybe you stick around, you don't fuck with people, you stop fucking with the people that helped you get on and, you keep just trying to be on,
Absolutely. No, I agree. I think the city needs the community. It needs that swap in the community that happened in Atlanta where everybody fucks with everybody. Everybody supports everybody. I think right now, like when I was talking to Juno right before I got on the call with you, he was saying that a lot of the times the reasons why these artists are not messing with is because, you got gangs involved, you got other crap involved, you got blocks involved. And it just makes it difficult for artists just to collab instead of just putting the music and just getting in one page. Let me ask you this though, as far as like managing the team, right? what can you give these guys if you were just to grab a new talent, right? What would you want to give as an advisor as to a new artist? Like, hey, this is what you got to do.
You either got to make a lot of money and be very creative, or be very, very creative. Because the shit's gonna cost you money. To try to go the traditional route, man, it's gonna cost you money. You gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that. Of course, you know, pay for studio time, you gotta pay for everything. Being overly creative can help you skip through some of those steps, you know what I mean? Because if you blow up from being completely original, which nobody's original anymore. Nobody's original. Everyone's given up on the underground. They've given up on subculture. Like rap music is now pop music. You know, rap music's always been popular within certain groups, but now it's actual pop music. You know what I mean? It's the first time that that rap music has ever really been pop music. You know what I'm saying? Like even as far as like the early 2000s, people were still listening to alternative rock music. They were still listening to rap music and shit like that, but like you go to the award show and still give awards away to rock bands. It's not like that at all anymore. It's either a pop artist or a rap artist, which are almost synonymous and one and the same now. You know what I mean? So like the underground almost doesn't exist anymore, except for in the far corners of the internet. You know, like everybody has accepted like, oh, I just want to be on, you know what I mean? I just want to be in the news feed. I just want to be pop. I just want to be on them by whatever means necessary. And we know that the machine always, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, the machine always turns like organic subculture into shit. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is now. Everybody just wants to be the person that was on, you know what I mean? And like nobody is nobody's original anymore. You know what I mean? There's nobody that you're gonna look at. It's like, oh damn, like he's way different than everybody else.
So let me go and ask you about that. Do you think now these artists are just afraid to try something new instead of just so it's easier for them just to follow the wave? You think as a manager, you think it's better to tell the kids, hey, listen, follow the wave than to try something new?
You see, like it's like fashion and music, you know what I mean? Like somebody sets a fashion, and then someone sets a fashion trend, and then once that fashion trend comes on, it hits. Everybody wants to be the first one to do it, you know what I mean? And then once everybody's doing it, you don't want to fuck with it anymore, and people start trying to set new trends. You know what I mean? So like, you know, they talk about the Migos. You know, the Migos kind of, you know, went into that cadence, that mumble rap cadence. You know what I mean? And that birthed like a whole new style of rappers. You know what I mean? They were the first to do it. So then everybody wants to try to copy that. You know what I mean? But it's really being the first to do something, being original in your own way that blows you up.
Now, let me ask you something as far as the live scene for the artists in Chicago. You know, obviously everybody on the music videos in Chicago, you always see him, you know, right now, heavy drill, the videos is always music, drugs, all that. But let me ask you as far as like, where do these artists perform? Where is that scene for an artist? You as a manager, obviously you want to find a place for your artists to perform. So what do you think that needs to change in this city to have that support behind them?
Yeah, you know, again, me reiterating that we're coming from the drill mecca of the world, right? Chicago's the drill mecca of the world, and you know, venues and booking people and the people in the city at those shows, they don't want to touch drill music. You know, like there's no place for people from the drill scene to really make any money, because nobody wants to book a drill show because it's too dangerous. You know, they want to fill the venues with the college kid crowd that their parents are going to pay for the tickets and whatnot. You know what I mean? Everybody still listens to drill, but nobody wants to take that insurance liability to book. So there's no circuit of drill music that's going on. You know what I mean? Number one influential city for drill music in the world, but nobody's booking you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. absolutely.
And so, you know, like I've talked to artists before, like, man, maybe we should consider making other music besides drill. But drill is what it is, you know, drill is, you know, drill is where it's at. Drill is the fucking music that people want to hear, this and that, but you can't book Lollapalooza ain't book no drill artists, at least not from Chicago. Lyrical Lemonade ain't booking no drill artists, at least not from Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they got any artists from Chicago at Lollapalooza. Who do they got? I looked at that lineup and I was like, okay, that's cool, you know?
Yeah, I feel like their cadence, the people that they want to do, like for example, I will just mention one person. It will be like a Chicago person that is like Chance the Rapper, who's catering to like a certain demographic, you know. It's just going into like same thing as like Logic, you know, like people from Chicago know them, but they don't really play them. And it's because, you know, obviously they're searching just for a certain demographic of like college kids, and they're doing that just, you know, so they can get called for the shows, you know. So
you can't blame them for wanting to make money. You know, cool. It is what it is. But I mean, I guess I look at drill music as almost like the underground of the underground right now, because nobody wants to book you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're getting played in the streets, but you can't book you can't. Unless you're Herbo, unless you're Dirk, like nobody wants to fuck with you. Nobody's trying to book you. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, now let me ask you one last thing before we finish this quick combo. You think that you mentioned Dirk, you mentioned Gerbo, you know, and all those guys are obviously certified in the cities. You know, let me ask you this: do you think, because our page is Chicago Latin Music, obviously we've seen a lot of new Latin artists coming out. They, you know, we made a breakdown as far as like what is the breakdowns in the city. Like, you know, you got the regional Mexican music, you got the hip hop music, which is run by the rappers of the city. Then you have the Latin artists that they sing in English, but they're Latin. And then you got the Mexican rap, which is, you know, the Chicanos, and obviously you got the other people that's like the Dominicans now coming in with the dembos and all that. Do you think now with what's happening in the city, you think that they're backing us up now as far as like, you know, what's happening with the movement, or you think that we're still far away from that in the city? Like, you think that, you know, the Latinos are still doing their thing, blacks are doing their thing? What do you think is happening, or what's going to happen within a few years?
I really don't know. I guess I was a little confused by the question that you were asking. Like,
My question is, do you think that right now, like in the city itself, do you think that the artists that we have here, like I'm just gonna put an example, like for example, I'm just gonna say what you manage, right? Like Trenchmobb, right? Do you think they're getting the support that, for example, another group that is all black group members will get the push?
Well, I mean, you know, traditionally rap music has been a black man's game. You know what I mean? A white man's game, because you know they own all the fucking labels and shit. You know what I mean? So it's been a white dude's game, a black dude's game. You know, Spanish folks have really been more, you know, allotted to Spanish music. We got like in Chicago, it's a real interesting melting pot here, because you know everybody kind of fucks with everybody here a little more than everywhere else in the country, I think. So like, you have Spanish folks that are not so Spanish, a little more American, still Spanish, still, you know what I mean? Like, it's real funny here, and a lot of people don't really understand the dynamic that we have here in Chicago.
Yeah.
As it pertains to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as Trenchmobb, man, the only thing needs to go down with Trenchmobb is people just need to know they're there, because that music is hot, you know.
Okay, and then for one last thing, as far as like the future managers, what is one advice that you advise these guys that want to be on the managing level? What is the advice that you suggest these managers to find? Like,
Man,
how do they get their vibe, you know?
advice I give to anybody is put your life on the line. Simple as that. Like don't do nothing half-assed. You gotta go all the way in. You know what I mean? Put your life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I explain it? I always say this all the time. Put your life on the line. Like, you're either gonna do it or you're not, man. It's get rich or die trying, man. Like 50 said, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
get
Do or
rich or
die.
die trying, bro. Either put your everything into it or don't do it at all. You know what I mean?
I love it. And then now I'm just gonna ask you just a couple quick questions real fast, like I do with all the artists. I usually ask them, managers and DJs, I ask the same questions. You just gotta answer them real quick, Tony. So first question, who got the best Jibarito spot in the city?
Man, who got the best Jibarito spot in the city? Ponce.
Ponce, okay. Hennessy or tequila?
Ooh, depends what kind of night it is. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm a tequila drinker. You know what I'm saying? That's if I am gonna drink like that, I'm a tequila drinker. But usually, man, I'll just be at the club looking fly, just chilling on some champagne, some pink rosé or something. You know what I mean? I don't like to get too fucked up no more because my whole life I like to do what other people don't do. Everybody's getting fucked up. I don't want to get fucked up. Everybody's sober, then I want to be fucked up. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be on this pop wave, or I want to be in the underground. Niggas in the underground, or I'll go with the pop wave. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir. Let me ask you the next question. Who got the best barbers, the Arabs or the Puerto Ricans?
you trying to pull neighborhoods against each other.
No. We're just saying who lines up the best ones. We asked this question to all the Latinos and everybody. There's nothing but love, no hate. I always say, you know, my Arabs, I always throw down for my Arabs with the best beers in the game. I always tell them nothing but love. You know, even though your boy ain't got nothing right now, I always say nothing but love. Okay, but no answer. That's fine. We can just go on to the next one. We got Chicago Cubs or the Sox. Who you rooting for?
Depends where you from. Me, I'm Cubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Cubs fan. You know what I mean? I've been to some Sox games. I've been to some Cubs games. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we north side loving it over here. So, you know, we Cubs fans, man. And I done had a lot of memories out in Wrigleyville. You know what I mean? Some good, some bad, all good at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
We Cubs fans.
Who got the best hot dog in the city?
Gene and Jude's.
All right. So this question, obviously, we were already talking about. The question was drill rap or underground, and you're saying they're practically the same now, right?
They are the same. The underground, like I was saying, man, the underground almost doesn't exist anymore. The underground exists in the corners of the internet. Everybody's just sucking the television's dick right now. Like, nobody wants subculture anymore. Everybody just wants to like flip through their feed and see what Polaroid wants to tell them, or what, you know what I'm saying, or like, you know, wants to see what the newest little like piece of gossip is from Will Smith smacking his bitch or whatever it is. Like, all that is whack. All that is whack. Like that. Like, hip hop and rap music was born in the underground. You know what I mean? Like, you got pass along songs that came through the streets, man. They were bumping and you listened to them and you were like, oh, that's hot. And the dudes in the streets knew about the shit that was popping before anybody else. Now everybody finds out at the same time. The television tries to tell you what to like and you accept it. You're just like, oh yeah, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I'm gonna be on TikTok and just do what they tell me to do. That's what the state of the world is right now, I think.
We got R&B or bachata.
Damn, that's a good question. I guess it depends how I'm feeling, man. A good mix, though, you know. I like to, you know what I'm saying. A good mix, man. Maybe I'll start off with the R&B. You know what I mean? In the car, bumping the R&B. But then when I get to where I'm going, after I have a couple of tequila shots in me, might go bachata. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I back on the R&B note. I don't know.
Hey, okay. So, next question, last question that we have right here is gonna be: are you a reggaeton or salsa person?
I guess reggaeton. Although I love salsa too. You know what I mean? I guess reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? Salsa dancing is the shit though. Salsa dancing is the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to dance. That's a real talent.
Well, first class, man, thank you for stopping by for this couple minutes, talking about business, talking about a little bit about yourself. Hopefully we get to have you again. We have some crazy subjects. This is what we do. if there's anybody that you want to mention right now, just give them a quick shout out. Appreciate it, and thank you for stopping, man.
Now, maybe I will, but I want to ask you a question. I got a question for you now.
What's going on, boss?
Describe what a tamarindo drink tastes like without ever having anything tamarindo. Because I was in the gas station and the lady asked me, she's like, what does that taste like? I see that, but like, what does it taste like? You know what I'm saying? It looks like iced tea. It don't taste like iced tea. And I couldn't even describe it if I wanted to. Like how do you describe it?
Man, bro, that's like a whole chemics
question. You can't.
It's like I don't even know how to even describe it, but tamarindo is definitely top 3 of the jarritos. That's absolutely for sure. You know, and actually one of the questions that I skipped, it was horchata or Jamaica drink.
Ooh. Jamaica.
Oh, Tony, man, thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate all the love. You know, you got love in the page. We're gonna share this podcast real quick, talking clips. And then, man, thank you again for stopping by, bro. Much love, man. Gracias.
Absolutely, man. You know, I'll catch you again.
Thank you, sir.